Assalamualaikum students. In today's class, we are going to cover adverb clauses and the type of adverb clause which will be covered in today's class, that is adverb clause of time. Basically, these clauses play a very important role in improving your English, and without improvement or command over the clauses, it is definitely very difficult to write beautifully and speak properly. So let's come, we are going to move towards our adverb clause of time. Adverb clause is just like an adverb, or the function which is done by an adverb, the same is the case with your adverb clause. It performs the same function, but that adverb is basically a word, whereas your adverb clause is a combination of subordinating conjunction, subject plus predicate. Okay, so it is used to point out time. Points which are very important. It is introduced by the following subordinating conjunctions. As we know very well, there are different types of adverb clauses, and one of them is adverb clause of time. So each type of an adverb clause has got its own subordinating conjunctions. In other words, these conjunctions are the introduction or identity of these clauses. So the subordinating conjunctions, there are so many, but some of them I have brought: when, while, as soon as, after, before, until, etc. One very important point which I will be discussing, it answers the questions when. I mean, when somebody is going to put a question before you, when. So in the reply, in the answer will be adverb clause of time. The future tenses are not used in time clauses. So one thing which is very important to keep in one's mind, and which is very basic mistake when the students, they are attempting their questions, so they make this mistake. I will let you know where it happens. Some examples I have brought before you. There are two clauses. I will teach when. So when he comes, the point which I have raised over here, that the future tenses are not allowed in the time clauses. So just say here, you are not allowed to say when he will come. You can neither use it verbally nor use it in a written form. So what you can do, you can replace your future clauses with the present, future tenses with the present tenses. For example, I will teach when he comes, not when he will come. It will be wrong. So this is your independent clause, and this is your adverb clause of time. The very first thing, that is your subordinating conjunction, which is becoming the identity. In other words, most of the people, they call it connector of time. But in the terminology of clauses, when you are discussing the clauses, so they become, subordinating conjunctions. So they may be called or identified with the different names: subordinating conjunction, or you may call it adverb clause, you may call it subordinating clause, you may call it dependent clause. And right now, this is adverb clause of time, introduced by the connector of time, when he comes. Another, you can change the places to as she entered. As is subordinating conjunction, I have brought your adverb clause of time first, and then the independent clause. We welcomed her. As she entered, we welcome her. So this is one thing more which we can notify, that this is simplification of the tenses. The past indefinite, the past indefinite. You may bring the present indefinite, the present. You may bring the present continuous, the present. You may bring the past continuous, the past continuous. So that is called the simplification of tenses. Next one, well, the patient had died before the doctor came. This is your independent clause. Once again, there is another rule. Whenever you are going to make sentences, so you must have few things in your mind. The past perfect tense is combined with the past indefinite tense. The future perfect tense is combined with the present indefinite tense. For example, before the doctor reaches or arrives, the patient will have died. So just say in the same way, the patient had died before the doctor arrived. The past perfect tense and the past indefinite tense. Identity, connector of time, before, and this is your subject plus predicate. While is the subordinating conjunction which is used when you are going to make sentences of the continuous tenses. For example, while I was teaching, they were talking. So these two actions were taking place simultaneously, at a time. So this is your connector of time, while, and introducing word adverb clause of time, and this is your independent clause. And one thing you have to keep in your mind, whenever you are going to have one independent clause and one dependent clause, so this combination of sentences is called complex sentence. And last, until. One thing we have to keep in your mind, when you mix up when plus not, so the thing we get, that is until. So when you use until, you need not use not, because it is already giving a negative sense. For example, until they reach. When they did not, या when they do not reach, like this we can say. But until they reach, we will wait. इसका उर्दू में तर्जुमा होता है कि जब तक कि वो ना पहुंचे, हम इंतजार करेंगे. So this gives negative meaning by itself. So there is no need to utilize what not with until. So this was your adverb clause of time, and I tried my level best to bring the simple examples before you. One more example with as soon as you start your class, I will join you. But one thing more you have to keep in your mind, students, mix up the things. I will teach. This is an independent class, and you might be focusing on your future tense. Future tense is not allowed in the time class, and the time class is the one where you have got subordinating conjunction. So this is your independent class. We do not have any sort of restriction over here. But right now, if you think about time class, so time class is the one where you have subordinating conjunction. That is enough for today. We will come with the next lecture some other time. Thank you very much.